broker-dealers, and that's where the big money is made. That's why these guys want to be involved. He's gonna pump it, acquiring FTX crypto exchange. It's like the clowns are running the casino, which is exactly what's happening. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining. There's actually a really curious thing happening because, of course, the big news is that Bitcoin ETF might get approved by the SEC and therefore the price is going to skyrocket. And that's fine and dandy, but the SEC also made comments about FTX. Gary Gensler specifically said a few things about FTX which caused, believe it or not, it caused FTT token, the cryptocurrency token that was issued by FTX, essentially funny money that was printed out of nothing, that Scam Sam used to prop up the valuation and, of course, trade this in and get loans from other institutions for himself. So what Gary Gensler said caused FTT token, the crypto token, to actually increase in value, which at this point is just mind-boggling that this is still going on. Now, given Gary Gensler's connections to FTX via his lawyer friends, via, of course, the MIT connection, via the connection with Caroline Ellison and her parents, it just seems a bit like price manipulation at this point. Anyways, but check out this chart, check out this trading chart, because the price has surged quite a bit. Obviously, it's nowhere close to its all-time high, but nonetheless, it's like the clowns are running the casino, which is exactly what's happening. Alrighty, so what the hell did Gary Gensler say about FTX that caused this surge? Well, basically, Gary Gensler said under his control that possibly the SEC would support the revival of FTX, saying that if anyone wants to get involved in cryptocurrency, they must do so within the boundaries of the law. So apparently the SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, made these comments in response to questions about the potential involvement of Tom Farley. And this guy, Tom Farley, used to be the president of the New York Stock Exchange. So he's like a bigwig. He has been considering acquiring FTX crypto exchange, which tells you a lot. What they see is that crypto exchanges are here to stay and they might as well, reap the benefits. So these comments involving FTX were given as essentially a response, a show of support to FTX returning to business as usual, which at this point, it makes no sense, but it goes to show you that all these people, they see potential in running different crypto exchanges, where the average Joe and Jane throwing a few $100 or a couple grand into crypto or Bitcoin is not going to make or break anyone financially. But these guys are looking to run the casino. And that's where the big money is made. That's why these guys want to be involved. Gary Gensler said, build the trust of investors in what you're doing and ensure that what you're doing is proper disclosure and that you're not committing or trading against your customers or using their crypto assets for your own personal gain, i.e. Scam Sam and the Sam Squad. So obviously with all the videos I've made, we've seen the potential connections with FTX and Gary Gensler via multiple associations, legal associations, financial associations, and of course academic associations. So there's clearly a conflict of interest there. Will anyone care? Probably not. So by saying all of these comments, Gary Gensler essentially pumped the hell out of FTX's FTT crypto token. And I understand that there's nothing fair in life, absolutely. But this is just next level manipulation, I would think. Anyways, interestingly enough, CoinMarketCap, it has on here that FTX bankruptcy proceedings are underway. And given this, that FTX bankruptcy court, or FTX, or the new FTX being run by the current John Ray, that they might liquidate the FTT cryptocurrency, that it would be liquidated by the estate to pay the creditors, the people that it owes money to. Therefore, why is this even still functioning? And according to their numbers, the current market cap sits at $1.1 billion. That's a lot. And if that's not enough to point out something that seemingly looks like price manipulation, well, BlackRock, of course, the world's biggest asset manager, which filed for the ETF, has now filed for an Ethereum ETF, another cryptocurrency, the second largest one in the world. So the world's largest asset manager clearly is all in on cryptocurrency. Now, of course, these people control so much. So how much money is enough for these people? Well, it's never enough. These people want control over anything and everything that can be traded in for money. Okay, so BlackRock files the paperwork with the SEC and NASDAQ for the Ethereum ETF. What's interesting is that SEC has sued the hell out of Binance, the FTX competitor that Scam Sam put some blame on as essentially partially to blame for the FTX collapse. The SEC sued the hell out of him, alleging 13 charges. But the SEC under Gary Gensler certainly did not charge Scam Sam or anyone at FTX for running their own crypto casino. So it certainly seems a little fishy there. What's also interesting about Gary Gensler is that the SEC is not just charging Binance US, the crypto exchange, but it's also charging Changpeng Zhao, the founder, personally. And this guy runs the largest crypto exchange in the world. And what a funny coincidence that Gary Gensler did nothing to FTX. If anything, he just helped pump FTX and FTT crypto token. These people are rotten to the core and they want no competitors, that's for sure. For example, the charges include operating unregistered exchanges, broker-dealers, and clearing agencies. Charges include misrepresenting trading controls and oversight of Binance US crypto exchange, and the unregistered sale and offer of securities. Essentially all things that FTX should have been charged with. Anyways, I talked about these charges before, months ago, but I bring them back up because Gary Gensler just pumped FTX and FTT crypto token. So all this SEC stuff with Gary Gensler and FTX and FTT token on the crypto world is pretty strange. Because potentially his buddy, someone who used to run the New York Stock Exchange, remember Gary Gensler was huge at Goldman Sachs and Wall Street, so he's familiar with all these people. So another one of his buddies might run FTX and, well, he's gonna pump it. He's gonna help them out. Does crime pay? Well, probably. It pays quite well in Washington, D.C. and Wall Street. And I understand it's not just crypto or Wall Street that's manipulated. Food prices, energy prices, housing prices, it's all manipulated. So BlackRock or the SEC wanting to control some of the stuff, it just makes perfect sense. All right, guys, well, always a pleasure spending time with you. Thanks so much for following along. Again, please don't forget to smash the like if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.
At this remarkable agency, we serve investors building for a better future and issuers on the other side of the market, raising for their innovations and their ideas. It's about a $100 trillion capital market in total. And the essence of this is captured in our three-part mission: to protect investors on one side, facilitate capital formation on the other, and then what's in the middle? The markets. Fair, orderly, and efficient markets. And the SEC is also a cop on the beat watching out for your constituents. The dedicated staff of the agency does extraordinary work with limited resources in the face of significant growth of registrants, more involvement in our markets from individual investors, and yes, increased complexity.
Can anybody out there hear me?